Okay, so we are going to continue from with our paper pattern technique, right? So your first question was about the time, that how
Yes.
much time we split in between the 20 marker in the section B, which is of 2, 4, 6, and 8. Well, the overall, do you know how much time will you spend between the section A and section B?
Yes, so you told that last time. Section A is 45 minutes and then section B is 1 hour 30 minutes.
Yeah, section A is going to be 45 minutes and section B is going to be 1 hour and 30 minutes. So it means that we have 30 minutes in total to
Yes.
do 2, 4, 6, and 8. What I generally believe is that if you spend about, let's say, 12 minutes, right, that will be between 12 to 15 minutes if you spend about
Yes.
on 8. So then you have about, for 6 mark question, I guess even 8 minutes will be more than enough. And then even if you spend about, let's say, for this you spend about 6 minutes, for this you spend about 4 minutes, which is, something that you can shuffle around with. How you can shuffle around sometimes these two markers, and usually these two markers do not take more than 2 minutes. So you could add these 2 minutes here, right?
Okay. And one more question, sir. I was
Mhm.
wondering, is it possible to finish section A in 45 minutes like it has so many subparts to it?
Still it is. Still, it is.
It is.
Why? Because, most of the times the parts that we are considering now, if we read about the case study in, let's say, the 10 minutes, because you do not
Yes,
need to apply everything there, but in a sense that no need for the applications, but your answers should be linked, no, obviously. But the
yes, sir.
upper parts, like the 2 marker and the 4 markers and even the 5 marker, those does not take too much of the time. So 30 minutes is, I guess, is good enough of the time to do it. Let's suppose even if you take some time off out of that, so you will obviously be, if you do not touch any time period from the section B even. So you can play around with the case study reading. So let's suppose if you spend about 10 minutes reading the case study, so you have still about 35 minutes to do it, right?
Okay.
So 35 minutes to do that. Why I do not want you to, I want you to just do it in 45 minutes is because that, when you reach to the last question in section B and you are doing 6 or 8 marker, there the kid is exhausted very much. And if he will have some time now, he can easily perform there in, right? So he can easily perform there. So it is very
Okay.
important that as much more time you save upfront, so you will have more time to do the last question.
Okay, sir.
Right? Because the energy is not going to be same and you still have to manage the work, so manage to do the question, so you must have more time there, right?
Okay.
Okay, Khushi, so what I want from you is very important. You know now the 8 marker requirements. You can read these once. You can read it if you want to.
Done reading it, sir.
Now, Khushi, what I want from you is read this question very carefully, right? And let me just adjust this. And mark the student.
So I'm done reading. So you're on mute.
Yes, Kushi, just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, Kushi, so how many marks?
So I think maybe 6 or 7 out of 8.
6 or 7?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And why is that?
It's because the person has written the negative side of a government providing subsidy more compared to the positives of it. So it's not
Hmm.
that balanced. Like they could have elaborated more on what the benefit would be if a government provides subsidy. It's written quite in short, so that's why.
Hmm. Okay. So what about the graph?
Graph seems fine.
Graph is fine.
Yes.
Anything that you see missing, any element regarding the graphs that we studied that you think is missed?
No, sir.
What are the three important things, Kushi, regarding the graph that we studied? What are the three important things?
Like, but the graph should have.
Yes, the graph should have. Three important things.
So the correct labeling, the uh, correct
Okay, the
lines.
accuracy,
Yes,
right? So
correct
labeling and
lines.
everything is there. Then
Yeah, drawing the correct demand and supply lines, and doing the correct shift and movement depending on the scenario, and showing the decrease or increase in prices and quantity if you're comparing both the supply and demand.
it all comes in the accuracy, right? That the graph should be perfectly accurate. What
Yes,
else? If you are not asked about making a graph in the question, so if you are adding it, it should be relevant, isn't it?
yes,
Both of the things are there.
yes.
What about the third thing, that is including in explanation?
Oh,
Yeah. Is it missing or not?
yes, the explanation for the graph is missing.
Explanation of the graph is missing. Exactly. So the explanation is not there, no? He should have talked
Yes,
about the supply shifting towards right from S to S1. The price is decreasing because of that from P to P1 and resulting in quantity to increase from Q to Q1.
yes,
Right? So this is important. Now, if you see what the examiner has said, read this.
oh, so it's balanced.
It is balanced. And what he said about, you see, what he said that the answer is on the
Yes.
borderline of the top level. There are a number of ways it could have been strengthened. One is that while the diagram is an accurate and relevant one, it is not explained in the answer. It
So,
could
but
have been used to bring out the links between subsidy, higher supply, and lower price.
like
Yes.
the amount the person wrote for the positive side was very little compared to the negative side.
What? Come again?
So, like the amount the candidate wrote for the positive side was quite little compared to the negative side.
You mean it is not balanced?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, I agree to that, that it is also not that much balanced. But the point is that, if you consider the points, haven't he give the 2 points for the negative side?
Yes, sir.
He has. So why isn't it balanced?
Because he provided more explanations on the negative side compared to the positive.
Yes, that could be one thing. But then again, what the examiners sometimes consider is that making a diagram to show one of the points that the price is reducing is
Oh,
also part of that. You
okay.
understand that,
Yes, sir.
right? So this is also one of the reasons. Very nice. Now, Khushi, we are coming to paper two. Now, this is the paper that, okay, by the way, have on in school, you are on what part of your syllabus?
So, we have completed till chapter 25, and now we'll resume the rest in grade 10.
Okay, great. So there are 30 marks, and the time that we have here is 45 minutes.
So, like, I've never attempted any of the section A of paper two, so I'm really confused for like the section A of paper two, especially.
Don't worry. Once we are going to do this, you will have a perfect idea how to do it, right?
Okay.
Okay, one thing before doing it, what I'm going to do is that I am going to share these two pages with you so that you can open up the questions part in um, on a mobile phone or somewhere. You can easily so that you have the questions in front of you and I will show you the case study.
Okay.
And that's how we are going to do it together. Oh, okay, Khushi, so I have shared it with you.
Yes,
You
sir.
can
Got
open it. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, the first thing, Khushi, I want you to do is read the case study. It is very general. So even though the chapters which you haven't studied, you will be able to do it very easily, not a big issue. Read the case.
Done reading, sir.
Okay, so the first question, Khushi, is calculate the Pakistan's trade in goods balance in 2017. Okay, calculate it.
Is that the import of goods minus export of goods?
You're doing opposite.
Export of goods minus import of goods?
Yes, for 2017. So what is going to be the answer?
I'm just calculating it, sir.
Sure.
So that will be negative $36.5 billion.
Negative
$36.5 billion.
36.5 billion. Very nice. So one question is done. No issues with this.
Yes, sir.
So what was the assessment objective that he asked you to perform here?
The knowledge.
And what's the key word here?
Calculate.
Right. So no issues with the first one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the second question says identify two possible causes of demand pull inflation in Pakistan. So which assessment objective he is asking you to perform here?
Knowledge.
Yes. And identifies the word.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now identify two possible causes of demand pull inflation in
So what is
Pakistan.
demand? So what is demand pull inflation?
Hmm. Okay, I will have to tell you this first. That is an inflation which is caused by increase in the demand, the aggregate demand. So when the demand increases, so the prices of the products go up. How?
Yes.
If you see this diagram, here's the price, here's the quantity, and we have the demand, we have the supply. This is the price, this is the quantity. And if the demand increases to D1, it will result in price to increase and the quantity to increase as well. Right?
Okay.
So inflation
Yes.
is happening. Now look at the case and think about the 2 points.
The consumer spending is increasing in 2017.
Okay. So consumer spending is increasing. One reason, very good.
Uh, I'm not sure, but can the second reason be that the Pakistan government is spending more of its resources to produce the consumer goods? So,
It could be because, when the government spending increases, so that will also allow people to spend more.
yes.
So that's why the two reasons that you have identified are perfectly correct.
So, but I didn't understand for the second reason I identified. Isn't that going to just increase the supply? So, uh,
No, when we are talking about the government spending, no. So what we are doing is here that the government spending is basically could be that you are providing subsidies,
yes, sir.
right? So subsidies, what they are going to do is that let's suppose if you are providing the subsidies or you are providing a good income to people, how you could do that? If government is spending, government could produce their own factories and give employment to people, right? So when the people
Yes.
will get the employment, they will get more income. When they will get more income, they will demand more goods, right? So when they will
Oh,
demand more goods, there is going to be inflation, right?
so that means it's going to lead to higher employment, and that could.
Yes,
Okay.
right. So
Yes.
that could also be a reason. So both the reasons that you have identified are correct. So we can write it here as our answer, the government spending is increasing and consumer spending is also increasing directly. So now the third question, What does the question says?
The opportunity cost to Pakistan of producing the consumer goods.
The question is explained. So is it knowledge or analysis or what? Which
Knowledge.
assessment objective? Yes, A1. So what could be the opportunity cost to Pakistan of producing the consumer goods? All your answers should be linked to the case somehow.
Okay. Maybe one opportunity, like the opportunity cost, could be that if Pakistan is spending more on the consumer goods, then they might not be able to subsidize entrepreneurs and charities to open low cost schools that much.
Very good, because they are, if they are the opportunity cost of producing the consumer goods, this could be one thing. But then again, they haven't said anything about not being able to produce the capital goods, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But how we will link if we want to link the capital goods point. So capital goods or the
Maybe for the
infrastructure.
maybe like they're subsidizing and opening low cost schools, so those children who will get educated now, in the future there could be a lack of uh, consumer goods or resources available for them if the Pakistani government spends on consumer goods right now.
They might not have enough resources to produce in future. That's what you're
Yes,
saying, no?
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that is the correct point. So they will probably lack the resources to produce them in future. So that could be one point added.
So
Lack
is there two
resources.
points? Do we need
Yeah.
to give 2 points?
No, no, only one. You just have
Oh,
to explain one because it's two marker to produce consumer goods in future. And that's what actually, you know what, the capital goods also do this. No?
yes, sir.
That you will not have enough of the capital goods to manage it. Okay, now the next thing, explain two reasons why education is a merit good. This topic you have already studied, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, okay, I want you to look at this and do it.
Okay, so the first reason why education would be a merit good is because, like it says, it could lead to better health and better job opportunities, which in the future could increase the output of products, of goods and services for Pakistan, which could lead to economic growth as well in the future. And then the second reason could be that education is also considered a merit good because improved education would improve skills of workers, which would also help increase the productivity and quality of goods and services, which could maybe lead to higher sales, and maybe
No, but first the thing is that how you are connecting it with the merit good. First, you need to explain it in that way that why education is considered as a merit good. Because you said the first point was,
my first
let's just
point
write
was
the
that
points.
education is a merit good because it can educate children, which can lead to better health and better job opportunities in the future, which can increase the output.
What are the characteristics of being a merit good?
So they generate positive externalities. They are very
Okay.
beneficial.
Okay, let's suppose we talk about positive externality. So this is the positive externality of education.
Yes,
Is
sir.
this a positive externality that there will be more job opportunities in the country
Yes, sir.
and there will be, one more thing that you could say is that lesser crime rate.
And more
When
services to the citizens and people in the nation.
yes. Now, Khushi, can we divide these into two different points?
No, sir.
Why? Because it is stemming from the positive externality point. So our first point relates to that merit good has positive externality and how education is a merit good because it also has a positive externality. And the positive externality is that when the people are educated, they will get better job opportunities, there will be lesser crime rates and more services for the people. So that is one point. Now, what are the point that you can write? So this was basically this stems from the positive externality. And is it linked to the above part where we see the linkage?
Yes, so like in the text, it mentions that advantages that a merit good, such as education, can give their children, for example, better health and better job opportunities. So we are linking that.
Very good. Okay. Now, what could be the second point?
So I was thinking the second point could be education would also be considered a merit good because if education improves and more education is provided, workers would become more skilled, which could lead to higher productivity, better quality goods and services, which can
But that is again a positive externality of this. What are the characteristic there is in a merit good?
so merit
We say
goods are
that merit goods, if you have to define merit good, how would you define it?
so I would define merit good as a product which consumers don't generally realize how beneficial they are, and therefore they would be underproduced if there is no government intervention, and they generate positive externalities.
So undervalued is another word that we have received. So can we make the point using that it is somehow undervalued?
Yes, sir.
Education is undervalued. How
So
and
in
where
the
there is a link?
like it says, some parents do not recognize the advantage of education, so it's undervalued.
Yes, very good. Now you understand it,
Yes, sir.
right? So the question was a bit technical. So parents do not recognize its benefits. The question was technical in a way that you could say that, okay, fine, we are talking about merit good, so we can say that education is a merit good because it provides job opportunities, more output, less crime rate, more services. All of this comes
Yes.
under the characteristic of positive externality being shown with the merit good. And that is one of the characteristic of merit good. The other characteristic of merit good is that why we consider education as a merit good, because merit good should have positive externality. Education do have positive externalities that we have already shown here, that education does have positive externalities like job opportunities, output, lower crime rate, more services. Then we also know that merit goods are those goods which are undervalued by the consumers.
Yes,
So
sir.
are they undervalued by the consumers? Yes, we have created a link that parents do not recognize the benefits. And secondly, there is another thing. You also see that they say that some of the poor need their children to work from a young age to support the family. It means that they do not recognize that how important it is that if they, rather than working, right, they are
Yes, sir.
undervaluing the education because they believe that we are facing the issue of food and everything now, today. We can't wait for 15, 20 years till our kid gets the education and do something for the family, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is another point. Now you understand how it is,
Yes.
how the case study works. So this is completely different from the other question. You see the what is the major difference that you have seen in doing the questions of section B and section A?
This requires application to it.
Yes, and everything is linked to it. And you know
Yes, sir.
what? I tell you one thing. What if, Kushi, you do not give a reference from the case study and you give a valid point?
We
Your
lose
point is
marks.
valid. Now let's just see how cruel the examiners are. I show you this. This is written in economics paper, and here in one of the questions, I show you how does they consider this. The question was about this is 2D. So question was 2D or 2C? 2B, I guess. Explain two reasons. Now, I don't think this. Okay, so it was a case study now. What am I doing? Explain two ways government could redistribute income. This question,
Yes, sir.
right? How the government could redistribute income. Now, what the kid did, that reduce, government could, redistribute income by charging those who earn more a greater percentage of taxes. This allows people to have more real and disposable. It means that he's saying that there must be progressive taxation. That the rich who are earning more will have to pay more the tax, and the poor who are earning less will have to pay less of the tax. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
So this was something already given in the case study, where they in the case study talked about progressive taxation. Although this guy did not, write the exact term which is written in the case study, which you should, right? In order
Okay.
to be safe in not losing the mark. So progressive taxes. So this is what this point is all about, progressive taxation. The second point he made was by paying minimum wages for low earning workers. If you pay minimum wage to low earning workers, don't you think that this will also reduce oh, sorry, this will also be helpful in redistributing the income from rich to poor?
Yes, sir.
Because you are allowing the people to because minimum wage is not going to be applied throughout everywhere, that those people who are skilled, what they are going to do, the minimum wage is 2500 and now they are giving 3000, rupees. So, is it going to affect the rich? No, because they are already earning above the minimum wage. So
Yes.
this policy is automatically applied only to those who are earning the market wage, and the government wants that they are paid more than the market wage. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, this point is correct, right?
Yes,
In
sir.
terms of its relevance to the redistribution of income. Now you see what he says. He says the candidate makes the point of changing those charging those who earn more a greater percentage of taxes. The comment that this will increase the disposable income is confused, but the above part is fine. So that's why to make it not to not confuse the examiner, you could just say progressive taxes. Second point, paying minimum wages is not in the
Oh,
source material. Although there was not even the explanation for this. He didn't explain it well. So still, this 1 mark should have been given, but not given only because it is not linked to the case study.
oh,
So you see, from the reference, now we know that even if we come up with a right point and it is not relating to the case study, will not be accepted.
yes, sir.
So whereas the other kid, what he did was that he talked about redistribution, in which he talked about the government tries to attain social equality. First, he talked about redistribution. Then he said it can do this through the imposing progressive taxation, which is discussed in the case. Then he also said that it can also do this through the direct provision of the essential goods. They can provide unemployment benefits, and unemployment benefits is also something which is already written in the case study. So I'll just give you a bit of the reference of that as well, that you can see progressive taxation first, unemployment, you see progressive income tax
Yes.
system, right? And then he also talked about mm, 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 unemployment benefits. Do you see this?
Yes, sir.
So both of the things are better here. So that's why he has marked him for this. Although, yes, there must be an explanation to it, but the points are correct. Right?
Yes, sir.
So we also now have the reference. So we cannot go wrong here in any case. We are right about this. Okay. So coming back, so that's why it is important that you make the 2 points, and both should be linked to the case study. Now analyze why the children of poor families tend to receive less education than the children of rich families. Now what I want from you for this particular, because it's a 4 marker, again a 4 marker, I want you to write this answer
Okay.
and share it with me.
So I'm done.
Okay, share it with me.
Yes, sir. So I sent it to you.
Okay, so you said the children of poor families generally. Okay, so the question was again analyze why the children of poor families tend to receive less education than the children of rich families. So, children of poor families generally need to work from a young age to support their families. Hence, they aren't given exposure to education, whereas children of rich families can afford to be educated since from the young age. Since a young age or from a young age will be also be fine. Then this cycle continues to occur. The rich gets educated, employed, and employed. Okay, educated, employed, and provide same facilities for their children. However, the poor don't recognize its importance and the poverty cycle continues. Very good. So the generations are basically remained poor of this. Okay, this seems to be, the answer seems to be fine because both of the points are here. The poor families need to work, and the link is also there, and the explanation is also there. Right. And then for the second point, you said that this cycle continues to occur. The rich gets educated, employed, and provides same facilities for their children. So this means that the rich person who is getting the education and he is getting the employment and he has enough of the money to do the same for his kids. So in their circle, there's not much of a possibility that there will be a break. And secondly, there can't also be a break because they have incomes. Even though the kids who are spoiled are not studying well, still, they can afford to give them the education. It's not like that they have to earn for it in some way. So that is one thing which is possible. And then the second thing is that the second point for the poor, when we say that poor do not recognize its importance and the poverty cycle continues because somebody who is poor is not being able to educate his child. So this poor will also do the same thing that they will start working from the beginning. And usually, even if they will start working, so their incomes will not be enough to support the next generation. You could also talk about that.
Okay.
Right? You understand that because they will be working right from the beginning without the skill set or the education, higher education. So the incomes that they will be earning over the years might not be enough to support the next generation in terms of the education, right?
Yes, sir. Oh
So
yeah, they would get.
financing education.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Got.
exactly. So financing their education is also going to be a problem that you could add. The first point was good enough. So this was explained well. And you know what? The explanation in a four marker, well, usually you will see when I will show you the candidate responses, and you will find that sometimes the points are right and a bit of impact is given. So they are considering only 1 point for the point and not giving any point for the explanation part. Although it's a four marker where there is
Yes.
no analysis needed. But still, sometimes they do that. And I'll show you that in one of the questions of the middle one I have seen there they do it. So it's very important that you make sure your explanation is good enough, even
Okay.
in a four marker, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now the next question is analyze the relationship between the GDP per head and okay. So there is a lot of discussion is required for this question. Okay. So
I
Abhi,
didn't understand this part.
yes.
I didn't understand this part when I was reading the case.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And what we'll do is that because there is a bit of more explanation that I have to provide for this particular question, because you have to compare it these two variables and how they act and how they are acting for the different type of countries and what are the reasons for this and what are the examples and what are the because there is a set pattern to do it and what could also be what we call it, the exceptions that we have to add here. So I guess this part we are going to do in the next class because there is a lengthy discussion that we should have on this, right? And there are a
Okay.
lot of variations in the answers of the students as well when they are performing this particular part. So there are also variations in the example candidates' responses that they have done the same thing with the different styles, right? So which style is better and what you need to do to get the maximum marks, right? So I will teach all of this, inshallah, in the next class, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, great. So this is it for today then. Let's just meet tomorrow. And then, oh, do we have a class tomorrow? No, we don't.
Friday, sir.
We have a class on Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just do this on Friday.
Okay, sir.
Right, Kushi? So that's it for today then. Take very good care of yourself. Bye.
Bye, sir.